It's that time again. The call to adventure. You know, you can just feel it in your bones like every time. It's an exciting feeling that I get, and generally a positive one that sits on top of that layer of fear. Fear of the unknown. I think it's a feeling of being human, really. Every piece of gear has a unique purpose. I often find myself overthinking gear, but when you're out there, it's really all you have to rely on. So it's just important to plan and create a list of everything you need for a trip. When I'm planning a bikepacking trip, I ask myself questions like, where should I go next? How am I going to get there? How should I set my bike up? What gear should I include in my kit? What food am I going to eat? Will there be water sources available? Am I going to encounter a wild animal? There's just like a lot of planning that goes into a bike tour, which is why I generally plan a few months in advance. I think it's something that everyone should do when it comes to a bike trip, and I always keep in mind that something could go south, and you just have to be prepared for that. Bikepacking and bicycle touring brings a lot of balance to my life. I find a lot of ways to tap into my creative side when on an adventure. I love the solitude side of it when riding at altitude in the mountains, and also the cultural side when passing through a small village in a place I've never been. I also think getting away from self-service and having a repetitive task of just pedaling all day is somewhat freeing and gets me deep into thought. Perhaps it's a way of meditating. And I also appreciate the uneasiness of it all and being in uncomfortable situations at times, whether you're in the woods and you have to camp at night by yourself, or you have to fix a broken chain roadside in the middle of nowhere. You just gotta be ready for it. I find inspiration for bike touring from many places. I always wanted to travel the world and explore, take pictures, and tell stories. It all started with friends I used to hike in the Catskills with long before I started bike touring. I then discovered guys like Jimmy Chin, Joe Cruz, Cass Gilbert, Boyan Velo, and adventure books that paved the way for me. There's just so much out there to see, and I just want to see it all.